You guys all right? Ajay, you okay?
You all right, Coach?
I'm good. I mean, we can still have a conversation. But I'm gonna be all right. Like, it's been a long few days, but like, you know what? Like, you sit there and you think about all that, and it's like, listen, you know what I mean? We're gonna get through this thing. It's not like we're gonna figure it out.
Well, I guess that's the first question: is the reaction after the Boise State game. What did you tell the kids in the locker room?
First of all, I always thought Al had the first question.
I know, it's actually
okay.
seniority.
You guys talked about it? I'm glad we're changing it up. No, we need to change it up. You got to change the mojo a little bit.
I feel bad. You just have a conversation with me, that's not shit on.
What do you say? There's not much you can say. You know, I mean, it was very difficult. Certainly, we didn't finish the game as a team, and that's a collective effort. That's coaches, that's players, that's everybody, and at the end of the day, that's on me. But there's got to be accountability to all of that, and it's incredibly disappointing. It was a very, very long bus ride home, and it's been a long couple of days without a doubt. And so we've hit a rough patch, you know, in 2020, and you know, when things are going really good, it's easy to be all this and that and talk about your character and your integrity and all those kind of things, and in these kind of issues you really find out, you know, where it's at. And there's a lot of sports in college athletics, and I think sports in general teach you a lot about life and it's real world, you know, kind of stuff. And there's so many things that you can compare it to, but at the end of the day, we just got to keep grinding and getting better. And we use a lot of boxing analogies in the regular season for Mountain West play. It's an 18-round fight, and there's 18 games, and we're not even halfway through yet. So there's a lot of season out there. There's a lot of things. We have time to keep getting better, and I thought the last 2 days we clearly have gotten better. We had a very spirited practice today, and so it's one of those. It's a fine line of, you know, you gotta learn from it, but at the same time, you got to be able to get over that stuff and move on to the next thing, and that's getting better on a day-to-day basis.
Do you worry about minds more than physical of that?
Yeah, physically, like I mean, for all intents and purposes, you could see it the other night. I thought we looked really good. I thought we moved very well. I thought we were tenacious. I thought we were flying around. We were first to the ball for 37 minutes. So mentally, yeah, that's where where you at that way, and that's a thing that's some things that you talk about, and you got to look internally and just keep everybody together, and that's fortunately for us, I feel good about that. You know, I thought like I said, I thought our mindset was very good on a quick turnaround yesterday in practice, on Sunday in practice, and then today I thought we had another good practice. So we just got to keep focusing on the process and keep getting better, and we got to finish. We got to be able to finish plays offensively. Got to finish plays defensively. Got to finish, 4-minute increments. You got to finish the half. You got to finish the game. And certainly at the end of the day, we didn't finish the game the other night.
Well, you had the ends of first halves have kind of done a little bit of.
Well, that's another.
So it's kind of like
the other night they they outscored us by 5 in the last roughly 3.5 minutes, and then they outscored us by I don't remember 6 or 7 at the first 5 minutes to start the half. So finishing has got to be the name of the game.
You got a team coming in now that had a good start.
Yeah,
the 16 minutes.
First 16 and a half, 17 minutes. We're up 12, and that's where we just got to get more consistency, right, and all the way around. But I do feel like, as crazy as this sounds, I feel like we're a different team than we were 2 weeks ago, and they're a veteran team, and they had been playing very well, and now they, just suffered a home loss the other night. But they're a veteran team. They're a very disciplined team. They put a lot of pressure on you. They're one of the most difficult teams to prepare for because their style of play is very unique. The good thing for us is we just played them 2 weeks ago, and I think that helps in terms of preparation. Certainly we got to do a better job. They just manhandled us in the paint. Swan went nuts. Lavelle Scotty's a very good player. Sid Tomes, who's a senior, had a great game, and we didn't finish some of those defensive possessions where they make threes right at the shot clock. 2-1. I think they made 3 threes in that. At least 3 that I can think of in that time frame. So we got to be prepared for their stuff. Their bigs can really shoot. Their guards can post. So it's a little bit inverted that way. You got to be very disciplined with their actions in what they do. And you're not going to memorize the Princeton offense, So you got to understand concepts and what they're trying to do, and we got to guard that a certain way. And we just had way too many breakdowns in that game defensively. And then the fans got into it. I think that was their biggest crowd since 2013, and then it just kind of snowballed. And we got to avoid the snowball effect.
And the rebounds were the huge.
Yeah, they
punished. And they got some second chances and third chances. A lot of.
Yeah, they punished us in the paint with some of that stuff for sure, and some of it was off a post touch, and some was a dribble drive, and then they get into it. And then the other part of it, when you're not making a shot, your rebounding numbers generally go higher, and some of that was based on them, and then we just missed some as well. So and settled. So got to do a better job and being in attack mode. And I thought we did that for 17 minutes, and then we just kind of got sloppy in a lot of different ways.
Coach, would you, from a coaching standpoint, would you have done anything different in that final 4.5 minutes or so of the Boise State game, substitution-wise? I mean, Brown Burrito was rattled. Would you have done anything different?
I mean, yeah, hindsight, it's easy to sit there and be a skeptic and be a fan, and I get all that. And, yeah, certainly there's some things I wish we would have did differently and to help our guys out and put them in a better position. And, like I said, that falls back on me. And at the same time, I trust our guys and should have made a quicker switch maybe with that. I said, I think on the post-game radio with Diogo, and Diogo was in that position a lot throughout the last year and a half, and we trust our guys to make good decisions and to make plays, but at the end of the day, I got to put those guys in a better position that way, and we made our free throws down the stretch, went 9 for 10, missed some wide open shots, obviously had some costly turnovers, but every game, win or lose, I'm always, how can we as a coaching staff and me as the head coach put our guys in the best position to succeed? And win or lose, I'm always thinking of that. And when we lose, certainly, it's my responsibility. That's my job, is to put our guys in the best position to succeed. And if we win by 5, no one says anything. You know what I mean? We're up 5 with 8, and then it's or very little is said, right? But we didn't. I mean, we didn't finish the game, and so at the end of the day, that is my job and that's my responsibility, and I got to do better.
What's with Bairstow? He's played a few minutes and then he's come out. What do you want to see out of him more to get more minutes in the game?
Yeah, Sean's done a great job. Sean's a very good player, and we got to get him in there, And he played Nevada. I thought he had a really good 23 minutes for us, and in the Boise game, he played pretty well, in the first half, and then we just had such a great run. And you go up 19, and we were that from the 12-minute mark to the 3-minute mark. I thought we were really good, and so and that's a tough place to win. Only one team has got in there to win, so you just trust your veteran guys. It's nothing Sean has done, but we got to get it. He's just too talented a guy, and has really come a long way in so many respects. And so I would expect him to get certainly more minutes tomorrow.
You really need some bench help in a lot of these games that you haven't been getting as much. Like you last year seemed to get that in every single game, and it's been a little inconsistent. It
has been inconsistent, and I've thought a lot about that certainly, and certainly the first half of the year we played a lot of guys last year. As the season went on, we were basically playing 7 guys and a little bit of number 8, and that's what I just trust our veterans. But at the same time, they got to produce. And we do need to get more production out of our bench, because that's certainly been lacking. But we need more production out of our starters too. I mean, like, you can go right down the line. But certainly, depth has always been a big staple of our teams, and being able to go to however we want to label it, but being able to go to number I don't want to say number 7, but just whether you're a starter or you're coming off the bench, we look at it as the same. It doesn't matter. You all have a role, and you got to produce. And certainly we need more production up and down the lineup. But I know this is crazy to say. I feel like we've made great strides in a lot of respects the last 2 weeks, and we just got to keep climbing the ladder.